Hello, everybody, and welcome to a movie review that I didn't think was ever gonna happen. It's a movie. So you've seen the title, but like just to put into perspective for you, it's a movie review for a sequel to a film I didn't know was gonna ever happen, and I didn't necessarily think I needed. Don't need it, but I enjoyed this film straight off the bat. I did. It's 200% Wolf. I did a movie review for 100% Wolf, so right now there should be a card with a link to it. It's in the description, and it'll be at the end of the video. But the first film and this film both follow Freddy. The first film's more he is getting in, like he's having his change day where he's turning into a werewolf, and he ends up turning into kind of a poodle. And instead of, it's his journey through that and learning to kind of accept himself for what he is, I believe. I need to rewatch it, but the second film is Freddy really trying to gain the respect of his pack. In the long term, he comes in contact with some they go to some old friends, and he ends up wishing to the moon, in this universe, the moon spirits, to turn him into an actual wolf, and not a poodle, to kind of gain that respect. And he unintentionally ends up having a baby moon spirit, which is kind of the baby moon spirit's fault, but to be fair, baby ends up accidentally coming down to Earth, and through informational dialogue, we find out that these moon spirits can't live on Earth. So Freddy's journey through this film is learning to understand that respect isn't something you can force. It's something you have to earn. And trying to get Moo Poo. It sounded like Moon Poo in the movie, but confirmed through IMDb, Moo Poo. I know, but it's kind of like, when you watch it, it's more like in his own dialogue. Like, he always says that poo at the end of everything, which is, I guess, supposed to be a joke. I didn't laugh at that part, but I'm sure kids would. And it's his journey through this entire thing. I will say the animation style looked very nice. Not like anything amazing, but it didn't look shabby. Especially for the second movie from the studio. I don't know what studio fully made this. Viva? Yeah, Viva. There's a lot of them, but it looks like it's Viva, which I think is the same people who did the trailer. And let me see if I can see anything else that they're making. They have Hit Pig official trailer. I don't know what Hit Pig is. They did Dragon Keeper. Oh, okay. I remember hearing about that one. They did one called Deep Sea Inspector Sun. I have also heard of. I didn't realize it was them. It's a movie that no one came to see when it came out in Scooby-Doo. I kind of want to check it out, though, knowing that it's them. Rally Road Racers makes sense. I remember that one in theaters, too. Okay, so they're not brand new or anything, but they're also not like... They're not like a big new studio or anything like that. 200% Wolf is their probably most viewed video, though. It had 81K. Oh no. Epic Tales. Which, I don't know when that's coming out. But Epic Tales has 340K views. And Dragon Keeper has 158K views. Okay. So definitely not their biggest. It looked like it at the time, because it has 81K views. And that was only 4 weeks ago, mind you. I do think 4 weeks for an announcement for that movie is not enough time for people to, like, understand that it is coming out, really. I feel like this movie might underperform in the US market because no one knows that it even exists, really. I'm hoping that's one thing that this video might do, is push out this movie, knowing that it's in theaters. I'm actually changing my release schedule by a day early to push this video out so people know that this is in theaters now. It might be limited amount of theaters, granted, but it's still in theaters now. So if you're interested, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's the time to go watch these movies. This week is the time to watch these movies. If you don't watch it this week, I have a feeling a lot of theaters might drop it next week because it's not a very big studio. It's a very small studio. But I feel like this movie in general is a movie that a lot of kids would like. It's one of those movies that wouldn't be like Inside Out 2 level of like popularity, but it's definitely a movie that I could see filling up a decently small theater on a regular occasion for a week or two, you know. I definitely feel like kids would like this film, and I think it does have some good values for kids to learn. You know, I can recall back to when I was younger, and I'm sure a lot of us can too, that when we're younger, we don't think things through, really. And we kind of view things as things we need now. Kind of like respect. Like, this person is treating me in a way that I don't like, and they're laughing at me. They don't respect me. I need them to respect me now. Or, you know, like, you're the oddball out, right? In your friend group. A lot of kids nowadays are that kind of oddball friend, or they feel like that oddball friend, I should say, and that's where, you know, like, this movie is trying to show that on screen in a form for kids to kind of try to understand a bit more in a way. Definitely still made for complete entertainment value, but if you want to know the story aspects in simple terms, it's that the two main things the story is about is him, you know, well, three main things: him realizing respect isn't forced, it's earned, kind of fighting for what's right, and, you know, having sacrifices, and on top of that, you know, knowing that being small isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, because everyone else in his pack is, in fact, werewolves. Now, granted, a lot of them are also adults, so still, granted, you know, they're not his age still. He's still, like, in his, like, early teen years, probably. So probably around 13, maybe a little younger. But overall, great movie. Not anything that's gonna, like, win an Oscar, but things don't have to be, you know. Like, I might want to watch this movie again just because it was enjoyable. And again, the animation quality was very nice, and the voice acting cast was fun. There were some parts that were, like, you know, it gets a little bit weird on the weird side just when it comes to, because there's, like, earth magic, and you kind of just have this whole section with a lot of creatures in it, and it's not super weird, like, it's not creepy or anything, but it just got a little bit weird, but it fit the story still, you know, not in a bad way kind of weird, but, like, it's still enjoyable overall. And like Freddy as a character too is very, you know, it has aspects to how, like, I felt when I was a little younger. I'm sure a lot of us can pull aspects out of characters very easily, especially characters that are written into that teenage crowd. I'm in my 20s, so, like, within 10 years, I've been there, so it's not like I'm completely out of that kind of mindset yet. Mostly am, I feel, but, like, you can kind of place yourself in the character a bit, and when you can always relate yourself to characters, you end up liking the character more, and you end up liking the movie more because you can relate to the character a little bit. But I feel like almost every kid in the last, like, 2 decades, probably at the very minimum, kind of feel that way. It's very easy in our current society to have kids feeling kind of not really respected and not kind of, you know, like the odd, like I'm an oddball, I don't matter, I can't do anything kind of mentality. I think this current past couple of years it's started to get a little better, because films for the last 20 years, especially kids films, really do push that mentality quite a bit, I feel. But it was a character that I like, and obviously I like wolves. If you don't know that, I like wolves. So anytime a wolf type movie comes out, it is something I am going to be interested in, because it's, you know, if I were to be an animal, it would be a wolf. I don't know about a werewolf, but just like wolves, I really like wolves as a creature. But it's interesting. I want to know when they came up with 100% wolf, what they were thinking, and what got them to that stage. And like, I can't remember if they had moon spirits in the first one. I think they did, but I can't remember entirely, which is why I do need to watch it again. I'll probably watch it in a little bit, again, to get my mind fresh, but that doesn't help for this review. So I feel like I like the second one more than the first one, and I will say probably more due to the art style, because when I look back at the first one's trailer, it didn't look the best. They got the overall same character designs and everything looking nice. I will say, though, we spent more time with all these characters as wolves, like the wolf pack. I'm looking at an image now, and I'll try to put it on screen if I can remember at this particular point, but an image that shows two of the wolf pack, Freddy's father, and I think his father's brother, up on screen, with their werewolf counterparts and then their human counterparts. And you obviously have Freddy, his human counterpart, and his poodle dog counterpart. And then the other characters in the movie, Bruno, Batty. Batty's played by Sigourney. No, don't do it. What's her name? Samara Weaving. I almost said a different actress. Samara Weaving. And then Twitchy and Hamish, which are all in the original. I don't know about Bruno. Bruno might be, but definitely Batty, Twitchy, and Hamish are in the original. But we didn't spend any time with the human forms of the other Wolfpack members. The only person we spend with any time in human form in this movie is Freddy. I don't think it takes away either way. I think it would be a little nice to see a little bit more of his human side, because it definitely feels like which makes sense as he's still growing up, but he's pushing out his kind of human side of things and focusing more on his wolf side of things. And I don't know if this necessarily worked the same way, but the transformation seems to work, and I can't remember if they explain it in the original, but it seems to work in the sense that if Moonlight touches him, he becomes his wolf counterpart. If he has sunlight touch him, he goes back to his human counterpart. And that's because there's a scene in this movie where they come out of a sewer, and he walks straight, and then the sun hits him, and he turns back into his human form. But it was daytime already, and he didn't just switch back. So that's kind of how I feel. But first, before I can continue going, because I'm starting to get to the long side, let me get all my thoughts out, just in a quick, concise, which I could do normally, but I like talking these things out. This is a fun family film. It's more aimed toward kids than it is to family. There's not really any jokes that I noticed particularly that would be thrown out toward the adult audience. There is a fart joke in there. There is some other jokes that would make kids laugh. So this is more aimed at a kid's movie side of things, but it's still an enjoyable time. I don't think any adults are gonna be, fully enthralled by the movie when they're watching it, It's because it's not made for an adult audience, but I don't necessarily think that people couldn't. Like, I enjoyed this movie. I had my attention the entire time. And it's still only like an hour and a half. It's not overly long. I know that Inside Out 2 was like an hour 40, hour 50-ish, somewhere between 40 and 50. So it was a little on the long side. And overall, I still feel like people will enjoy this film. I feel like it's one that kids would probably get at home and watch over and over. Does it feel like it was a straight to streaming type of movie? A little bit, but you know, nowadays a lot of kids movies can kind of come across the same way. Like, if you look at Despicable Me 4, I don't think it didn't feel like a straight to streaming type of movie, but at the same time it could, because of things like Paramount Plus and Peacock and Disney Plus that just throw these shows onto streaming. It's actually kind of a miracle that 200% Wolf got a theatrical release at all, even with limited showings, because my theater had limited showings. Only really in the morning, which I don't remember if I said it, 'cause it's my second time taking this, but it makes sense that it's only in the morning, because this film will definitely, if it's going to sell tickets, would not sell tickets in the later portion of the day, probably at all. But it's enjoyable. It's a great fun time. It's not anything that you're gonna go home and be like, oh, that was a masterpiece, it's amazing, but like, it doesn't have to be. That's one thing with film in the recent couple of years that I've started to go away from, is everything doesn't have to be the most amazing thing that you've seen. You just kind of, if you enjoyed it, then it's a worthwhile watch, you know? And I enjoyed it. If they make more, if they make 300% Wolf, which would be kind of weird, I would watch it. I would hope it'd be going to theaters still. That'd be great. But I definitely watch it. I don't think that it would be a problem, to be honest. I wonder when this will hit streaming, because I think, again, when 200% Wolf hits streaming, it's going to be a bigger hit than theatrically, especially not knowing that it was coming out at the end of August. And I feel like it may have been better if they had dropped this like way early in June, or like end of May maybe. I know that that's not a great timing, but I feel like more people may have known it, because like at this point, if there are no schools in session, schools are going in session on like Monday of this upcoming week. A lot of schools are going back. And that's okay, but like, the audience for this isn't going to be able to come during the weekdays. And for budgetary reasons and making money, it would have been better, even if it got pushed down, because granted, this movie is as limited as it can be right now in theaters. I feel like you could have still put it out. Like maybe a February release may have been better, because the January, February kid movie crowd is kind of limited. If you don't know, most of the time, whatever kids movie comes out in December kind of carries until around March. That's what I've noticed the past like 2 or 3 years. Puss in Boots: Last Wish was a similar thing. It came out in December, didn't do too hot, but then it started getting better, and it lasted till about March. Migration was the same way. It actually did the same thing, where Migration kind of started off slow and then started picking up and picking up and picking up. And like, Despicable Me is kind of doing that right now. Even Inside Out's a little bit doing that right now, where it's holding off that kid movie crowd. I mean, we had Harold and the Purple Crayon come out, and both of those movies still held past Harold and the Purple Crayon, and Harold's still playing in a lot of theaters right now, so not saying that Harold's out of the mix, because it is not. But like, point still being that like, the kids movie range right now is you kind of have like 1 or 2 kids movies that do pretty well, and the rest of them just don't do that well. So I hope this movie does well. But now that I got my general thoughts out, let me go back and talk about some details. It's interesting to see Freddy go through this, and some of it's a little unrealistic because there is like human magic involved, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned already, but it's interesting to see him go through this journey and he kind of goes rogue a little bit, because the pack has one idea of how to handle things, and he has a different idea of how to handle things, and he kind of goes his own way. It does lead to problems, but in the end, you know, if it's successful or not is what matters, right? It matters the outcome in the end, as long as, you know, you don't put too many people in danger in the process. But it's interesting to see him go on that little journey. I also don't know if this film really aligns with the first film. I need to see how the first film ended, because it seemed like he was pretty destined to be the leader of the pack in the first film. And it's, from what I recall, when it ended, he was kind of in good lights with the pack, and then this one starts off with him not in good light. And I don't know, it feels kind of that they took a step back, just from my knowledge. You know, again, once I rewatch it, I'll be able to make kind of a better judgment on that. But it was enjoyable. And bottom line, I enjoyed this film. If you guys do want to give this a look-see, check your local theaters, please. Right now is the time to check out 200% Wolf. See if it is something that interests you. I think a lot of theaters are only going to be playing this for a week. I think you should go check it out while you can. And I think that people will enjoy this film. I don't think they'll love it amazingly, but I think people will leave it saying, yeah, that was a good and that was a good film. I enjoyed it. And I think kids really will have that attention span kept on the screen, and I think they'll like it. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my thoughts wrapped into one. I did find the movie funny though. I remember laughing at several points of the film. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this movie review. If you want to check out other movie reviews, stay till the end. I put a playlist at the end. Right afterward will be the trailer for 200% Wolf, so if you'd like to see some footage from it, see what the movie consists of, feel free to stay and check that out. But otherwise, I think that's going to do that for this movie review. If you like this, please go ahead and give a like and a subscribe as well. It doesn't hurt at all. I don't normally like being the person to say that, because it feels kind of like needy, kind of, but if you like it, in the end, it doesn't hurt. It helps you guys get notified if you hit the bell, and if you subscribe, you have me in your feed more, I feel like, from how YouTube works. So please, if you like this, I do movie reviews every once in a while. I also have an audio podcast where I just take my movie review in audio form and post it on there. Also on my Discord, if you're interested, you can subscribe on my Discord to get access to all of them that I have previously released on that podcast for download. Not that many people would probably care about that. I think this one is just going to start off only on YouTube. I think I'll put it up on those other places later. And maybe not. It's just there's an audience I know for this on YouTube, so I want to give that audience what they need. And for the other people, I feel like people like watching things more than hearing things. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope you have enjoyed. And if you watched this movie, or if you saw the original, let me know what you guys thought. Do you think they're good movies? Do you think they're bad movies? Do you think, I don't really care. It's a wolf movie. I don't care about wolves. Let me know. Let me know what you think. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
I'm Freddy, a werewolf stuck in a poodle body. I want the pack to take me seriously.
Showtime!
We gotta save those people! The pack's never gonna respect me.
Respect doesn't happen overnight. It has to be earned.
I could really use some help. Hello?
Oh, hello. What are you doing?
Summoning the moon spirits?
Freddy?
Hey! Oh, whoa! Look at this fancy tail! You're, baby moon spirit?
Uh-huh.
Say what?
You brought the Earth and Spirit planes into contact.
And threatened the entire cosmic balance.
My bad.
Son, spirits aren't made for this world. Mupu's inner light will fade out.
What have I done?
It's just another day.
I have a plan. We need to save Mupu.
Did we just get mooned by a moon spirit?
Nice one, Mupu.
Let's stop the Great Mist!
Visitors! I hate visitors!
What on earth are you? Some kind of wolf poodle freak show?
I wouldn't say freak show.
Oh boy.
She could destroy a moon spirit.
Are you prepared to lose everything?
Ladies and gentlemen, Armageddon is upon us.
We'll get you home, I promise. Wait, I didn't mean to.
Nice one, big bad wolf.
Whoa!